All right, I'm going to kick it over to the girls here, Stacia and Stephanie. We call them the double mint twins. They're great, and so thank you guys for being here today.
Thanks for having us. Awesome. Well, we're so excited to be here with all of you today. My name is Stephanie Dolan. This is my sister. We both grew up kind of on the south side and just are excited to be here to share a little bit about giving with you today.
So over the last 3 years, I've had the pleasure of not only working with my sister, but my family as well. We specialize in creating a giving experience where people can really receive the most joy as we're helping one another. So we're going to kind of dive into that. Our team specializes in supporting local and beyond nonprofits. We truly believe that nonprofits are the groups that know where the gaps in our communities are, right? Nonprofits know who needs help and how to direct people that are generous to the people that need help. So we'll just dive right in.
So today we're going to talk about the joy of helping others. We'll talk about why we give, how we give, and how to make a bigger difference together. Oh, this is me.
Yeah.
Yep. So let's kind of go to a place together. Let's think of a time where you helped someone. So this could be something that brings your soul joy, and let's just kind of think about that for a couple beats.
Like, Does anything come to mind immediately that anybody wants to share or shout out? If not, that's totally fine.
We're ready with examples.
Okay, yes.
I threw money at somebody this week.
You threw money, through actual money.
At the firemen at Kroger in Franklin for children that are burn victims.
Oh, I love
I've
that.
never seen that before, and I was happy to do it.
Very cool. Yes?
So I have done a small group at Emmanuel for 3 semesters now, and each time I go in with expectations of specifically helping in a certain way, and it always gets flipped after the very first time. So each time is completely different and a surprise.
Awesome.
And I bet while you're helping others, you're also learning a lot about yourself too, right?
Absolutely.
So we can help in so many different ways. We can help with, donations. We can help with our time, our talents, our experiences. So when we kind of think of some of the emotions or some of the thoughts that come to mind when we're helping one another, these were some that our team kind of thought of. Maybe it's a sense of calm. Maybe it's a sense of fulfillment. I know for me, it gives me energy. I say, okay, yes, like I've made a difference today for somebody.
Let's see. Okay, so we're going to kind of flip this, have a different ask here. So, that's okay. You're up.
Okay, so another way of helping others is, of course, financially with donations. So now let's think about you've been asked for a $200 donation, right, to a nonprofit that you care about or maybe that you've just learned about. This can be an invite to a fundraising gala. This could be you're at the gala and you're being asked. This could also be you receive a letter in the mail for a capital campaign, or maybe this is tithing to your church. So kind of think about, okay, somebody's coming to you and they're asking very clearly for $200. What feelings come up now? Think about that.
So these are some emotions tied to that ask that we kind of came up with. Maybe this is a check that off the list, I'm on to my next thing. This could be feelings of empathy where you are feeling empathetic for a cause that you're supporting. Satisfaction, maybe it's a sense of privacy. We're not sharing that information necessarily with family, friends, coworkers. A sense of responsibility or obligation. Also feelings of where is my donation going towards? What is it going towards? Is my donation making a difference? So even with all of these emotions, both positive and some emotions that maybe fall a little bit flat, We do know, the good news is that humans are innately generous. In 2023, over $550 billion, with a B, dollars were given to nonprofit organizations, and almost 2/3 of that were just by individuals. So take away the, philanthropic corporations, foundations, 60%, more than 60% of that was from individuals.
So we know that as humans, we're complex beings. So we can have these conflicting emotions all at the same time, right? But how do we manage when we're wanting to help one another and we're wanting to have those feelings of calm and joy and fulfillment, but sometimes that piece of, oh, is my donation a drop in the bucket? Or, oh, this is an obligation, start to seep in. How do we take those conflicting emotions and creating an experience where the joy and the happiness can be the long-lasting, louder emotions that are there? So,
perfect. So, as we're looking at these emotions, we came across a social psychologist who's also a professor at the professional professor at the University of British Columbia. Her name's Elizabeth Dunn. She's a decorated researcher who actually studies happiness and what makes us happy. She was recently, I guess it was a few years ago, a speaker at a TED convention that we'll be referencing, but essentially what she has uncovered is giving does make us happier, but it matters how we give. How we give determines the amount of happiness that we draw from that experience.
So we thought that maybe you guys would like to hear directly from her, because I think she just sums up this experience so well. So our team says, okay, how do we take this idea that giving can make us happier, but we also know that there's some giving experiences that just fall flat, and we walk away and it just doesn't exactly resonate in the way that we thought it would. So our team starts to dive into why do people give and help one another in the first place?
So if we look here at these four circles, that inner circle of personal beliefs, experiences, that is going to be the core reason why people give. Those things are closest to your heart and have the biggest tug, if you will, as to why people donate. As Elizabeth Dunn mentioned, disasters and immediate needs are a secondary reason that people give. Those third and fourth circles, the market conditions and tax policy, definitely are incentives for people to give, but not necessarily the core reason why people give. What's interesting to note too is the further you go out from that center circle, the less that you can visualize the impact of your dollars. If you're giving for a tax break, that feels different than giving to something that really feels close to your heart.
So our team then continues to dive in and we say, okay, how can we change this experience not only for individuals or businesses that want to make a difference, but how can we also help organizations that know the needs tap into that inner circle of why people help in the first place? And how can we start to help people really understand the difference that they're making?
So the idea of impact over institution just discusses the fact that people, when they can visualize the dollars, the impact that those donation dollars are going to make, they're more likely to give. The institution, of course, is important, but visualizing that impact is very important as well. So Elizabeth Dunn has a little bit about this as well.
So then we say, okay, is this even a problem? Do people typically know when they donate or they help someone else that they've made a difference? So we start to look at the research.
So Giving USA conducted a study recently that asked donors whether they felt their charitable contributions were making a positive impact. And I find this very interesting. So 43% said yes, my donation dollars are making a positive impact. And actually over 50% of people who were charitable enough to write a check, donate online, something like that, said, I don't know if my dollars are making an impact.
So this tells us that we're missing the mark. We're missing the mark as generous people to be seeking out opportunities that allow us to see the impact that we're making, and that also the communication from the organizations that are doing such important work is missing the mark in terms of informing their donors of really how their dollars are being used to make an impact in the community. So how do we change this? How do we help?
So yes, how do we help? How do we change the narrative here? We have, generous donors who are missing the opportunity to experience the most joy as they're giving. Nonprofits, are we adapting to the new changes and how people are wanting to donate? So we have a solution, but first we need to rewind a few years and share a successful story.
So as me and Steph were growing up, we were a part of a church who had a children and youth ministry side of things. And our groups had outgrown the literal hallway that we were doing our Bible studies and youth groups in. So the church said, okay, we need to expand. We're going to build on both a lower and upper level of a new wing. So they did a capital campaign, raised $2 to $3 million from the congregation. Everybody came together, they gave, everybody was excited. It worked. They broke ground, they poured the concrete, the studs were going up. I remember being little and knowing like, ooh, that space is for us to, have new classrooms and learn and everything. So just a really exciting time. Our dad sat on the finance committee at the time, and the pastor pulled him aside and said, John, we've got a really big problem. Construction's taking longer, prices have gone up, and we are not making it to the finish line with the goals that we've set and what is in the bank. We have to go back and ask for more. So this is the same box that nonprofits are in year after year, right? You're having to go back to the same generous donors. And as donors, we find ourselves getting the same pieces of mail and the same emails, right? Asking for more. And they need more to be able to continue making those impacts and serving their mission. Dad said, no. We're going to change the communication. We're going to do something that's really, really transparent, and we are going to let our congregation know exactly what is needed to get this project to the finish line. So
he had a background in printing out of college, and he actually created a catalog. So he said, all we really need is stuff. It's just, the area rugs, the murals, the paint for the walls, the chalkboards. So we're just going to tell the congregation what it is that we need. So he circulated 2 books in the matter of about a 15-month time frame. But the communication here was just take a look at what we need and what speaks to your heart and what you're able to give. We're happy to, build out the space with help from everyone. This was what really spoke to people's hearts. Suddenly, the congregation was all coming together, and in a 15-month time period, about $500,000 was raised to furnish the downstairs and the upstairs for a space that's still being used today.
I remember sitting in the pews and Dad would say, okay, everybody get out your catalogs, we're going to update it. And we would share in the wins. He would say, all the tables and chairs have been given. We still need 4 families to step up to help with the murals. And people would be sitting there flipping through their catalogs and having fun together. This feels so much different than when you're in the room with, a capital campaign or something like that. I feel like sometimes even I am like, okay, well, you're not talking to me. You're talking to that family over there. The book said, no, we're talking to everyone. We're talking to someone that has $50 or $5,000 and everyone in between.
So, what do we learn from this experience? The first piece that we learned is this idea of item-based giving. When people could look through, you have a congregation who's just opened their checkbooks and been extremely, extremely generous. Now all of a sudden we're asking for more, but now we're asking for items. So what that means is the donor can visualize their impact, even through naming opportunities. $10,000 to put your name on a classroom. That spoke to people. Maybe my grandma was taught in the Sunday school class for years and years and years. Now my $10,000 feels different than just simply writing a check. Next, we're building community. So through building community, people, like Stacia said, we're having so much fun. Suddenly, everyone is pulling in the same direction, and we're speaking to the group as a whole. And then inclusion of all members. So I'm not sure if everyone here has heard of the 80-20 rule within nonprofit world, but the idea is that 20% of the donor base does 80% of the work, which, yes, that is definitely a fact, but this changed that and turned it on its head. Suddenly there were opportunities for a kid with $5 to buy a couple boxes of crayons. People who had never given before because they did feel like their $50 or their $500 was a drop in the bucket for this $3 million capital campaign, suddenly their finances had purpose as well.
So knowing what we learned from the catalog and knowing that every person has the opportunity and the ability to tap into the joy of helping one another, knowing the research from people like Elizabeth Dunn, our team and our family created becauseOne.
Perfect. Let me find my link here.
So essentially what we do is we allow our nonprofit partners to be able to clearly communicate what it is they need. Tell us exactly what you're doing and what you need to be able to accomplish that mission. Then we also work to have an automated connection of needs to our individual gifters or donors, if you will. So the system automatically finds out what's at your core, what are your core beliefs, what are your interests, and then automatically we filter local and beyond needs directly to you so that you can see ways that you can make a difference that are also at the core of your belief system. Do you want to do these two?
Sure. So there's also a social connection piece. You know, part of the beauty of the catalog that our dad created was creating this social experience where one family could see the good deed of another and it inspires, you have this domino effect now of good deeds happening. So there's social interaction pieces on becauseOne and also a marketing partnership. So more than beyond the website, I guess, we're a marketing partner as well with the nonprofits.
So we thought that we'd take just a couple seconds to show you guys what the actual becauseOne experience is. You all have QR codes on your chairs. So the one QR code will just take you to being able to browse the nonprofit organizations that we've partnered with here locally and beyond. And then it'll also show you how that automatic connection works. Okay, so this is becauseOne when you go to becauseone.com. But what I really want to show you guys is you take like a little quiz basically that asks you what your passions are. So this is really tapping into that inner circle that we discussed earlier. So tell us what makes your heart happy. Tell us what you want to see and know more about. And then the system automatically within your social feed automatically connects you in this Aligned With Me tab to all the different needs here locally that align with your passions. So is it a classroom rug? You can click in, read a little bit about why that rug's needed, and even navigate back to the organization to make sure that that's an organization that does fully align with you. It's really easy and a fun experience where we're just getting those needs automatically in front of you. Now you're able to say, wow, like I was able to give a classroom rug for this reason to this group of students. Now you're able to clearly visualize, you know, the kids sitting down for story time and you know the impact that you've made. So really cooking in the ability to visualize that experience so that our donors and so that this online experience can help generate the most joy. There is also your standard searching feature. So if you navigate down to nonprofits, which this is one of the QR codes, it'll show you all of the local and beyond nonprofit organizations that we support. You guys will notice that there are following features. What this really allows you to do is connect with others and build that community that Elizabeth was talking about. So I might not be ready to give today or able to give today, but I can always follow organizations, follow family and friends, and always navigate back to my social feed so that I can share in the joy as others are being supported. So even though I didn't give these diapers or this formula, I can say, ooh, look, somebody's making a difference. And I can be reminded that humans are helping one another and share in that joy along the way.
Perfect. So let's navigate back over here.
So now we'll kind of take you back to what we talked about at the beginning, right? Of that, you've been asked for a $200 donation. On becauseOne, this looks different. It feels different. It looks different. You're being asked in a different way.
So $200 on becauseOne, let's say you get on there, that's what you're willing and able to give that day. Suddenly what that means is you can provide equine therapy to a woman that lives in a recovery home who needs to learn responsibility skills and control skills. You can provide that for $200. Maybe it's, excuse me, a child watch program is revamping their child care room, and now there's a board for the wall that the kiddos will be able to play with. Maybe it's donating $200 to allow a free local clinic to have a part-time employee to better serve the community, or an area rug for a local church that has a booming preschool program. Suddenly your $200, you can visualize the impact of those dollars. It's the same money that you may have been willing and able to give before. Now you can visualize the impact, capture that joy, and potentially inspire another.
So these are some of our partners that we have the amazing pleasure of working with. So each and every one of these groups has their needs clearly listed on their page on becauseOne, and then our team works with them on a customized basis to uncover and determine what are their marketing needs. Do they need support at events? How do we help them, share those needs in a really easy, clear way?
So go ahead.
No, you do it.
Okay. So we thought it would be fun. Some of our nonprofits are here in attendance with us. We're so happy to have all of you. I want to make sure I have everyone. So I know I've got the Refuge, I've got Nightlight Christian, I've got Girls Inc., Johnson County Senior Services,
Humane Society,
and the Humane Society, and
Gateway.
I think that's everybody. Did I miss anybody? Okay. We're gonna go ahead.
We thought it would be fun to draw a couple names because we've got a little bit of extra time. Draw a couple names and let you guys hear directly from our partners about what they're doing. Behind them, we'll kind of show you some of their needs as well as putting up a QR code specifically for that organization.
Perfect.
Oh, you have to do.
Oh yes, Stacia's favorite slide. This is her favorite slide of the whole thing.
Oh wait, no, it's on yours.
Oh yeah, we have mice that look the same. Okay. She found that sound yesterday.
I was like, I can find a drum roll.
Okay, Nightlight. Yay. Jana, come on up.
You're going to have to drive, I think.
Yeah. I'm going to pop down here so that I can drive a little bit easier.
Just like 2 minutes.
Okay.
Just something quick.
Okay. You're going to bring it up.
Yes.
My name is Jana. I'm with Nightlight Christian Adoptions, and we do international, domestic, and embryo adoption. We also have a pregnancy counseling program. So we have a pregnancy counselor that works with moms that may have had an unexpected pregnancy or a crisis and help them come up with an adoption plan. Or if they choose to parent, we also provide support for that, resources, kind of just walk with them throughout their pregnancy and that decision, because it's a huge decision and has a lot of impact on their lives and the lives of the children, and there's still a lot of stigma that goes along with that. So we had that program, and then we also started a foster care program last fall, and so we're looking for foster parents, and we'll do all the training and everything, and then we have a contract with the state, so we'll have kids placed in the homes and provide support. So we found becauseOne. Where did I meet you guys? I think at the last top floor.
Yeah,
I think it was top floor. Yeah.
But I think it was kind of in a roundabout way.
Yeah.
Like it was for something else, and then, yeah.
We got connected.
We're happy to have you.
They've helped us put together our needs in a practical way and just telling stories and the story of like families we've worked with and kids that we've had an impact with. I think that's the favorite part of my role. My role is the social services manager. So I see families from the beginning of the process all the way through when they have adopted, and then we do post-adoption reports, so just sharing along with them with their journey has been one of the favorite parts of my job.
Yay. Love it. That's
great.
Perfect.
You nailed it.
So this QR code will take you directly to her to Nightlight's page. Also, the QR codes on the cards with the browse, the nonprofits, you guys can scroll to Nightlight as well. Okay, thanks, Jana. Okay. Gateway Services.
Sonya go, because she's with Girls Incorporated. I just want to give that plug. I'm Becky Allen. I'm with Gateway Services, and also known as Access Johnson County Public Transit. We serve people with mental or physical disabilities. We are located in Franklin. We are not-for-profit. We've been here since 1963. I'm 1 year older than this. I've been there 32 years, almost as long as I was born, I feel like. I'm only 32 years old. And so we have lots of things going on. I can tell you that the becauseOne has changed the way we're doing fundraising. It has changed the way people are giving. We did a sponsored participant, so we have folks who come to our location every day, and they sometimes get to go out. Some can't afford to go out. So we put up sponsor participant. We've got, that's probably our second top giving point. So they're able, the ones that couldn't go out can go out bowling, they can go walking, go to lunch, go to a movie, whereas they couldn't have done that before. So I love these girls. They're awesome. We also do the lemon shake-up stand at the county fair. I know all of you have been to the Johnson County Fair. You've had the best lemon shake-ups ever.
That's right.
If you haven't, next year.
That's right.
This year was our best year since 2009. It's our longest running fundraiser. We make a lot of lemon shake-ups. This year was the best since 2009. So, and we asked for a lot of things for lemon shake-ups, like cases of lemons are very expensive. And we've got more donations toward supplies and lemons this year because of becauseOne. So I appreciate you girls.
Yep.
You're awesome.
Thanks, Becky. Do one more. You want to do one more? Do we have until 9:30? Is that when we have?
Yeah. Or
until
people start walking out.
No, oh, right, yeah. Johnson County Senior Services. Yay.
I didn't know we were doing this, but I always love the opportunity to share. For those of you I haven't had the pleasure of meeting, my name is Kimberly Smith. I'm blessed to be the Executive Director for Johnson County Senior Services. And 45 years ago, in the basement of a little church in Franklin, a group of seniors got together along with community partners and said, what's the greatest challenge seniors are facing? And at that time, it was the need for transportation. And if you fast forward 45 years, the greatest challenge they're still facing is the need for transportation. So we are the only free door-to-door transportation provider throughout Johnson County, transporting life-saving treatment, medical and non-medical. Non-medical, we bring a group of 10 ballet dancers here every single Wednesday. One is 91 years old.
Love it.
And she said she always wanted to dance, and she was a child of the Depression, so she couldn't afford it as a family. But now at 91, she's living out her dream. So thank you, Katie, for allowing that to happen. And then as we were transporting, we found out that they were choosing between food and medicine. They were calling me and needing food. They were eating dog food. They weren't eating for days, and the list went on and on and on. So we started a food pantry, which we are so blessed that we still are the only agency that delivers every day to the homes of food insecure folks. Then we knew they needed durable medical equipment because your insurance will only pay for the first piece if you have to transition, say, from a walker to a wheelchair. So we distributed over 3,300 pieces of DME last year and over 4,400 packages of incontinence. And then we started,
I just want to say, give you a plug, because they don't just do it for seniors. That durable equipment's for everybody in the community.
Yeah.
And so it is an awesome blessing.
And Becky is the public transportation provider, so we provide transportation for under 60s with disabilities that need that specialized door-to-door that we provide. And then we delivered Christmas to 3,429 seniors last year. And it's not always about the gift. Do I have time to tell a quick story?
Sure.
Okay, thank you. So, it's not always about the gift. I got a call a couple of weeks after Christmas, and it was a senior, and she was bawling. And she said, I don't have any note cards, I don't have any stamps, I don't have any paper, but there was a knock on my door and a beautiful angel appeared. She said, and she gave me a gift, and she said, I wrap myself in that blanket every day. She said, and she held my hands and she prayed with me. She said, and she encouraged me. And what she didn't know was when she was knocking on my door, I was in the process of taking my own life. And so immediately I called Lisa, who was the beautiful angel, and I said, you are not even going to believe how God used you today. And so I shared with her, and that sweet senior is still with us today as a result of a Christmas gift that had nothing to do with really a blanket. It all had to do with God using our volunteer to get exactly where she needed to be. And then we provide information and assistance. So we responded to over 29,500 calls last year. That's more than our Franklin Police Department responded to. That's helping people get all of the assistance that they need. And then we also have a pet ministry called Positivity. And that is so seniors will not have to surrender their fur babies. So we have already distributed over 100,000 pounds of cat food, dog food, kitty litter, toys, treats, and we even have clothes for Christmas for those that are bougie babies. And so that is a great way because we know that seniors thrive when they can keep their pets. So they shouldn't ever have to choose because they can't afford to feed them. We currently take care of 8,700 seniors a month with all of what we do. BecauseOne has been a partner for 2 years, essential at our Dining in the Dark event, which is our fundraiser where you have no idea what you're eating and you're blindfolded and you eat complete darkness. And they help elevate that event as well. And Melanie's elevating it this year by being my MC.
Woohoo!
And I think I summed it all up as quick as I could. Thank you.
Yeah. Good job. That's awesome. So we do also have Girls Inc., the Refuge, and the Humane Society. Do we have time, Steph?
Yeah.
To hear from them? Okay.
Yeah.
Yes. We're just going to let you guys do your thing. So, Humane Society.
Yay.
Yay. Go,
Hello,
Annie.
Annie Sutton. I'm the Executive Director of the Humane Society of Johnson County. And one thing I was thinking about when she said, what brings you joy? And so what brings me joy is helping those four-legged friends that I get to see every day. And I get to carry them through maybe a bad time in their life. And I get to watch them blossom and become an amazing family member with their Happy 2.0 for where they were always meant to be, but maybe they didn't find it in the beginning. So that brings me great joy. I wish everyone could experience it. And one of the things I hope for all of you is that if you ever want the love of an animal in your life, I hope you all get to experience it. It's something that's remarkable. And they're amazing for us, and that's what brings me joy, is to watch them. Yeah, anyway. And so we adopt, which I spoke about. We advocate, which means that we pull some really hard cases, and we don't need to go into detail about what those hard cases would be, but we also advocate for those hard cases. So do they need behavioral help? Do they need nutrition help? Do they need medical help? We advocate for all of that for these animals. And then we also educate. So we have a program that we go out into the schools. We have a camp. We have a 3-day camp with kids, showing them how to be responsible pet owners, talking to them about spay and neutering animals, talking about the statistics of animals in shelters. If any of you are on social media or watch the news, you know that the animal welfare is in crisis right now. There's too many animals, not enough homes, and it's really difficult times for us. One that is very unprecedented, that we've all been thrown into, and we're doing our best to swim out of it. So with that, I will tell you there's exciting news, and we were awarded a grant from the Johnson County Community Foundation last week, and we are opening a low-cost spay and neuter clinic at our facility in 2025. So, in trying to problem solve, what can we do to dig ourselves out of this crisis? We need to get to the root of the problem, and the root of the problem is spay and neutering. We've got to spay and neuter our animals, and we've got to get to those backyard breeders, and I'm not going to discuss anything about breeding. We are an advocate for it if it's done properly. So it's getting to those people that aren't doing it properly and getting those animals fixed so that we can stop those unwanted homeless animals in our community. So.
Yay. Okay. Thanks, Annie. Go, Annie. Sonia? Yeah, Girls Inc.
So, good morning. My name is Sonia McGuire, and I have the honor and privilege to be the CEO at Girls Inc. of Johnson County, and it's definitely my dream job. I get an opportunity to work with little girls and see them every day and see them transform and develop into strong, strong, smart, and bold is our mission statement, meaning healthy, educated, and independent. So I think that tells it all, but all of our curriculum is tied back to one of those pillars around being healthy, educated, self-sufficient, independent life skills. And so we have an after-school and summer camp program for girls ages 5 to 18, but then we also go to where girls are. So during the school day, we go into the school during lunch and recess time or specials time, and we take specific curriculum. So we have our own identity curriculum that we take into there. We also work with Juvenile Detention Center and Atterbury Job Corps, and some of the things that we take in is like redefining beauty, which I think every single little girl should have to go through because it teaches them about positive body image and self-esteem and self-confidence. And I think, you know, my own self, how long it took me into my many years before I ever felt comfortable in my own skin. And I think that's unfortunate. And so we do that. We do work it out with the anti-bullying. We do financial literacy, leadership, entrepreneurship. And so what was really cool about becauseOne, when Stefany and Stacia came to us about becauseOne, it's a really unique, different concept because a lot of times I go out and speak and people say, but what do you need? Like specifically, what do you need? And so what is on our becauseOne room, there are lots of things on there specifically for programming because we do have to buy craft supplies. Like we can never have enough of those things like markers and colored pencils and glue sticks and scissors and rulers and pencils and all that stuff. And then we have stuff of our center. So we're in a 150-year-old Victorian home. And so we need stuff to keep our center, you know, those disposable kind of things and cleaning our center or things for the girls. We also have snacks. So the girls have a snack every day after school. They get a breakfast, lunch, and snack during summer camp when we run our summer camp program. And so this was a cool way that people could go on and they could buy. We also do game. We have like a game closet and it constantly needs replenished. Because imagine like at your house you miss a couple pieces. Well, imagine a home with 80 girls. You're going to miss pieces all the time. So you know, constantly replenish our game closet. So things like that. So people could go on and say, you know, I'm going to buy Candyland, I'm going to buy Connect 4, and I'm going to buy 5 packets of Play-Doh and what have you. So that's great. The other thing that's on our room, which is also helpful, is people can sponsor a girl or sponsor, so they could sponsor those supplies needed for an activity. They could sponsor a girl for a week of summer camp. They could sponsor a girl for the entire summer camp. They could sponsor her for our after school program, transportation to get to us after school, because we buy seats on all the buses so that at the Franklin school so they can bus them right to our door. So different things like, or an outreach. They can sponsor an outreach program where we go out and do a 6 to 8 week or 10 or 12 week program with girls on a certain topic like I was telling you about. So that's been a great way for us to have many ways for folks to give in a new way. And like they said, I've had people now that have said, well, I can give $5, and but they never would have given before because they thought that was too little.
Yep.
And so it's great like that. So these guys are wonderful to work with. They're amazing. They're very supportive and try to help you and support you as much as possible. So thank you for allowing us to be here today.
You're welcome.
I won't speak near as eloquently as a lot of you. I like have all these details. I'm like, I didn't bring those numbers with us, but I am with the Refuge. We are a faith-based outreach community center. So a lot of our needs on our page are focused on the physical needs that our clients need. We are doing a huge capital campaign, so these ladies have really helped us with some of that marketing. Some of our fundraisers that we have posted throughout the year, they help us with a lot of the marketing materials that make it easy for the donor to be able to give back. We have an after-school program that helps with some kids that we've partnered with, and Missy runs that outreach program. So some of the needs that you see on there are directly for sponsoring a child and what that does and what that actually helps that child and that family for. So yeah, we learned about becauseOne, I think it was an interview with Melanie.
Oh yeah.
With Katie maybe.
Yep.
Where she mentioned you guys, and I was like, oh, okay, I need to learn more about that. But it's just been a great visual way to show our donors what their money is going towards. And at first I was like, I don't know about this, but it really, the person that you never ever could have reached because they didn't know about you, that's where it's been a huge asset. So thank you guys.
Yep, thank you. Okay, is Melanie still in here?
She had to run.
She had to leave. Okay. Melanie does also have, one second, Becky. Melanie does also have a nonprofit of her own that does programming for at-risk youth. Hers is called Making Everyday Leaders. You can find that on becauseOne as well. She's got, needs from that equine therapy to, the canvases for when they do some artwork and different things like that. So I definitely wanted to make sure that you guys knew that Melanie was on there as well. Yes, Becky?
I just want to say that this also helps people that live out of state that you lose contact with. Oh my gosh, we've had families that moved out of state.
Yep.
Forgot about them, but they haven't forgotten about us.
Yep, I love that. So good. Well, yay. I wanted you guys to be able to hear from some of our partners. They tell their stories way better than I could. We're here to help with that clear communication of the needs. So take those QR codes home with you guys. We would just encourage you, there's needs starting at $5. We would just encourage you guys to be a part of the experience and give yourself the opportunity to experience the joy and be connected with a community around helping one another.
So we do have a special offer for anyone in the room who introduces their favorite nonprofit to me. That nonprofit has the opportunity to try becauseOne for 60 days, a 60-day free trial. So my card should be at everyone's seat. Just a simple e-introduction, and then I take it from there. So if you feel like that might work well for a nonprofit that you know, I'd be happy to help. Yeah.
I got a question.
Yeah.
My heart is really there for our service members.
Yep.
And I was military wife, I'm military mom. And I volunteer at the USO Camp Atterbury and also the airport.
Yeah.
And our service member, they come like thanks us, all the volunteers, but they need stuff like sending boxes to our soldiers overseas or in the state. Some of them have nobody to send them a box or donate to the USO. That's really a great organization.
Yeah.
Because they connecting also the soldiers' family with each other.
Yeah, it's amazing. I love that. Yeah.
I remember mentioning.
Yes. Yeah, I think we talked about that before.
Shoot us an email, and we'll see how we can help.
I don't know how you guys can help, but I think that's a great thing to do for our service.
Yeah,
definitely.
Definitely.
The last thing, I left my mouse over here.
Oh, okay.
The last thing is Stacia and I actually had the privilege of co-authoring a book that Melanie kind of was the guiding force for. So we do have some of those for sale, hardback, paperback. We'll sign them for you if you want. And then a reminder too for the Level Up Your Nonprofit event that we have coming up here in a couple of weeks. Mel handed out those QR codes on the piece of paper, and we'd love to have you as the nonprofit or any other nonprofits that you might know.
Yeah. Thanks, guys.
I need to get a picture of everybody.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Real quick, Melanie wants to get a group shot always.
Okay.
Where do we go?
Where do we go? Over here.
Okay.
Don't worry, it's real far away.
Okay.
1, 2, 3. One more. 1, 2, 3. Also,
yay.
People that got up and spoke to nonprofits, I want to record you with that message separately on a separate recording back here if you would with me.
Sounds good.
Cool. Thanks, guys.
Perfect. Thank you.
Hi, my name is Becky Allen with Gateway Services and Access Johnson County Public Transit. We signed up with becauseOne for the first time this year, and they have helped us bring our needs known to our donors and to other people who have never donated to us before. So we did a sponsor participant, which is folks with disabilities that cannot go out in the community because they cannot afford it. So we take groups out, and so now we're able to let others and more of them go out that could not afford it from before. It is our second most giving need on becauseOne. We also do the lemon shake-up stand. We've gotten more supplies this year because of that. We're also doing Dancing with the Johnson County Stars, and they've helped us promote that. And we got a masquerade ball coming up. So we really appreciate becauseOne and all they've done for us.
Hi, I am Carrie Carmichael and the Executive Director of The Refuge. We are a faith-based nonprofit community outreach center to serve families in our area. And I'm here today with Top Floor Women and hearing and just sharing about what becauseOne has done for our organization. It's just a giving platform that really puts our needs with physical and just great ways to be able to identify what our needs are through our platform. So we're just blessed, we're honored to have so many donors and givers, and thanks for letting us just share about what we do.
Hi, my name is Jana Young. I'm with Nightlight Christian Adoptions. I'm the social services manager there, and we do international, domestic, and embryo adoption. We also have a pregnancy counseling program. We have a pregnancy counselor who works with expectant moms to work on an adoption plan, or if they decide to parent, we provide resources for them and just walk alongside them throughout the process. We recently just started a foster care program, so we are looking for foster parents, and we will do all of the training and provide the support once children are placed in their home. We connected with becauseOne, and they have helped us create our needs in a practical way. We have a fundraiser coming up in September 15th at Topgolf, and they have helped us with the marketing for that and to really just tell our story in a practical way so that people are able to give to support us as we're starting our foster care program, to give specific items when we're working with moms that are expecting that may have needs, to help them with their basic needs. And I think that's everything. Thank you for listening.
Hello, my name is Kimberly Smith, and I'm blessed to be the Executive Director for Johnson County Senior Services. We are a not-for-profit agency that have been caring for the needs of seniors for over 45 years. becauseOne became a partner a couple of years ago out of a need. So many seniors are suffering in silence throughout our county, and it's incredibly heart-wrenching. They've been a partner to help elevate the needs of our seniors, and that goes anywhere from food to transportation trips to basic needs that most of us don't even think about daily. It is an honor to serve with becauseOne. Thank you for choosing to make a difference in the lives of others. We currently care for the needs of 8,700 seniors a month that are truly suffering in silence. Won't you consider joining us and checking out our becauseOne page? Thank you.
Hi, I'm Sonia Ware-McGuire, the CEO at Girls Inc. of Johnson County, where we inspire all girls to be strong, smart, and bold, meaning healthy, educated, and independent. So all of our curriculum ties back to one of those main pillars around health, education, independence, and life sufficiency skills. And so we have girls ages 5 to 18 that attend our after-school program. We also have a summer camp program, and we go into the schools during the lunch and recess time or specials time and take curriculum to girls as well, focused on things like redefining beauty, which is positive body image, positive self-esteem, and self-confidence boosting. Work It Out is an anti-bullying curriculum. And then we also have partnerships with juvenile detention and Atterbury Job Corps as well. And so our focus is really to try to inspire girls to be strong, independent, self-sufficient women, to give them the tools and the resources and the skills that they need to go on and to be those self-sufficient, independent young ladies throughout their adulthood. So becauseOne has been a wonderful partner for us because becauseOne has allowed us to be able to provide a list of needs for our donors so that if someone wants to donate something from a box of crayons, a board game, Play-Doh, Legos, specific things that the girls can use every day in our after-school or summer camp program, they can find something from $5 all the way up. And then we also have an opportunity for donors in the Because room to also be able to look at items and ways to support girls other ways, such as sponsoring a girl. So they can sponsor a girl for $20. They can sponsor a girl, and that would allow her to get to us every day after school, have a seat on the bus to come safely to us to attend after school programming. It might be $75 to attend a week of summer camp. It might be $275 to attend an entire semester of after-school programming. So this has been a wonderful partnership and a way for folks to support Girls Inc. and to be a part of our mission of inspiring all girls to be strong, smart, and bold. Thank you.